Okay, so I did a little bit of GoPro action there too. This thing's a pain in the ass to hook up to this cultivator. We can't get this cultivator any higher than what it's at right now, and plus we're on a freaking slope. So we're gonna grab the 400 and see if we can pull her out with that. So got the Pontiac here too. I've been driving that because I had to leave Big Red behind and do the tractor here. But I think we could hook up to it. Just right on that freaking slope, but I mean, we got a lot of freaking boards on here and shit, dude. And I'm actually hitting the back of the drawbar now. I've only got to go up like another fucking 2 inches probably to have it, but I don't have the correct size boards to do it right, and the rear end's hitting in the ground, so it's getting harder. Yeah, it's windy and it's cold. No, it's not super cold, but it's windy at least. So yeah, I'm gonna probably get some new tires put on that, and then for gardening, that south garden, it's gonna probably use that a little bit. It's hard on Big Red to pull that cultivator. I feel like I'm gonna break Big Red's rear end. I'd like to get a smaller tractor, like a 966 or something, just to garden with, or even something even smaller than that. Even no smaller than a 400 though, because horsepower wise and traction. So we're gonna bring the big old 400 down here and see if it's got the power to yank the bitch out, and whatever else. So hang on a minute, guys. I'll see what else I can do here. Okay, guys, so I'm back home now. And you can see what the tractor fucking done, sitting here all winter, pretty much. I got fucking potholes now, fucking galore. So the tractor won't be staying here, I don't think, much anymore. Yeah, it's staying at the farm right now. Because I don't need it, I'm not going to be doing anything with it for a while. Fun little fact. The tractor is leaking antifreeze, but get this, it's not in the rad. It's in the fill cap now on top. I don't know if it's on correct or what, but it's a real super minor leak, and I'm not even going to worry about it. I ain't going to worry about it. Screw it. Now, if the damn lid were to blow off, then that's a serious problem. But if it's leaking, it'll have room for the gas to escape any pressure or whatever. But yeah, so you guys seen I was trying to get that cultivator out. You guys don't really know what I was doing with that, but I'm not sure if I'll post the clip before or after this video. I don't know. But depending on how long I make this, might be a separate video then. But I was thinking I could probably just pull it out with my tractor. Wow. This ended up being the job from hell. The tractor was too high and the hitch was too low, and of course then we were on a hill, as you guys probably seen in that one clip. The tractor was downhill yet, so it made it even freaking worse. So we were jacking up the damn thing. We jacked it up, I swear, probably a couple feet, and I brought all my boards and whatnot. I just did everything I freaking could to jack it up as high as I could. I just couldn't do any more. We don't have much for wood at the farm, and if we do, it's kind of thin and rotted, so it's kind of pointless. So we just ended up bringing out the 400 and just pulling it with that. Well, first of all, we couldn't even pull it. The damn thing was literally, like, I didn't even look at it was that in the ground that bad, but the ground sure had a freaking grip on it. It just was not letting it go. That big pin that I have for Big Red, to use to pull the cultivator. That's a fun fact now too. I don't have a pin now. Yeah, I destroyed it. The cultivator was in the ground so bad that it literally destroyed the pin. So I'm going to run to the hardware and get another pin But I'm gonna just keep that one for Big Red, and I'm gonna get a bigger pin. I'm gonna get one of those. What was that? Get a piece of. I'm gonna get a pin that's got a. I've seen them. I think they're orange. They got like a handle on them. That's what the handle would come down. It would lock. I guess apparently they're more of a safer kind of a pin. So I'm gonna get one that'll fit the damn drawbar of my tractor. If it'll fit the drawbar of the tractor, then I know it'll fit, you know, in the hitch on the cultivator. But the tires on the cultivator are beyond shot, so it looks like one of them even had a tube in it. So someone's letting it rip. So I'll probably be getting a couple of new tires for it at some point if I can get the damn tires off. I'll have to jack it up and break them free, but we were trying to figure out the because it's one of those this cultivator anyway. It's one of those you pull the lever and it'll kick it up, and if you want to cultivate, it'll kick it down. Like it's not hydraulic, and it's not, you know, manually controlled by your hand or whatever. You have to. It's chain driven, pretty much. If you know, I guess it's made from John Deere. It's got green paint on it, so I think it's made by John Deere. And it's got the John Deere rims on it too from the early days. So, but yeah. So that kind of ended up being an all day thing. I mean, I was out there since frickin' 1. Took me basically all day. I had to come back and forth to grab different tools. I didn't have what I needed, so I had to come back and get more, and still never ended up being fucking enough. But yeah, then we tried to pull it out with the 400, and it didn't break the pin, it just bent it. And it bent the handle. So that pin's, I think the pin's actually still out there. I forgot to pick it up, so I'll probably go back there tomorrow and pick it up. But because I'm going to need that to measure my size of pin that I need again. So, and then I'll get something slightly bigger for the tractor hitch. I'm probably going to have to put a jack on it. Like a cranking jack to crank the thing up to the tractor drawbar. I'm probably going to need a pretty big one, and probably a block of wood or something too to get it as high as I can. But yeah, so it's gonna probably need some new. It's definitely going to need some new tires. That's not another reason why the kicker wouldn't work, because I guess one of the tires weren't spinning, and it's not going to lift it, obviously, if it's not turning. So, but yeah, we definitely got to get some more pins around here. We don't have nearly enough pins around here. I need to get like a big shit pile of them. So yeah. So like I said, we do have it out now, and it's sitting next to the other cultivator. I don't know when I'll start working on this, but I guess whenever I feel like jacking it up and trying to get the tire off, at least one of them anyway. I don't know if I probably could do both, because I'm not going to put expensive tires on there. I'm going to put the cheapest ones possible, because for what it's going to do, what the hell does it matter? So, but yeah, I was going to hook that up to the 1586 and go cultivate my south garden. I probably wouldn't be able to do the north one, because that's just too small. Like, it's too confined in a tight place. And then plus then I got the ditch. So yeah. So I'm definitely wouldn't mind a smaller tractor for gardening. Probably could go get another 400, or a 450 or something like that. That would probably be good enough. I don't know, I want something. Even maybe something like a 504, I think they are. Maybe either a gas or a diesel. Either that or anywhere from there, I guess, anywhere from a 400, I guess, up to about I guess like a 966 tractor. That's probably about as big as I'd ever go. But wouldn't need anything bigger than that. So, but yeah, that'd be good for gardening. I mean, unless we get, I don't know if the Farm LP would be able to pull it or not. It seems like it's a little bit too big for it. But I like this one because at least I can back up with the damn thing and and use it. Compared to the one that I have, it's chain. I have to pull it by a chain, and that restricts you to not backing up. You can only go forward with it, and that kind of, it's never really a good thing when you want to, if you should get into a tight spot and you need to back up, you can only back up probably about a couple feet or a foot, because that's all there is for distance between that and between the four-wheeler and the cultivator. So I did do a little bit of cultivating today on the south garden. I didn't go nuts. I didn't go deep. I just enough to sculpt the top. I wanted to knock some of the weeds down. That's another thing with this cultivator too. It's just not knocking the weeds down like I want it to. And this one probably should do a lot better because it's actually got shovels on it, and there's a lot more of them, and they're not missing as far as I can tell. Now I could probably find new shovels for them too. Just take an old one off and run the John Deere and say, hey, so can you find me one of these? So see if they have one in stock. But yeah, it kind of ended up being the job from hell. But yeah, I guess it wouldn't have mattered anyway if I would have been able to get the 1586 hook to it, because I still would have bent the shit on my pin. No matter what, you still would have needed the 400. Either that or a really fucking heavy duty chain. I did bring my little chain, but I'm glad I didn't use it because holy shit, that never would have helped. So my big chain, probably could have done it, but yeah, we just ended up bringing out the 400, and we tried pulling on it a couple times, and it ended up bending the pin and breaking it. So we just decided to lift it up with the loader to see why it was so stuck. Because it didn't look like the tires were in there all that far. So I don't know. We lifted it on both sides and popped it out, and then we just dragged it out. Actually, first we dragged it out with the loader because it was already in the bucket, so it was already kind of pinched in the bucket. So I just told him to fucking give her in reverse, and out it came. That cultivator has not moved, I guess, ever since my grandpa bought it there. Probably would have been in the 80s or the 90s when it was parked, probably, because I know that he quit farming in the either the early or the mid 90s. He retired. Well, he had to, because he started getting Alzheimer's, where you lose your memory. So he retired somewhere in the 90s there. So I'm going to say it's probably parked either in the 80s or the 90s. That's probably when it was parked. So might have even been parked longer than that. I don't know. I don't know how long it's been parked there. It's been there a lot of years. It's been there all my life anyway. So, but it's out now, and I want to at some point here pop the tires off and go get a couple of new ones. Hopefully I can find a couple of used ones, either some used ones or some new ones. I guess I'd rather have some used ones because it'd be a little bit cheaper, but. The question is if they would make that size for that kind of rim. They still must. So, but yeah, it would be pretty nice to have that working. I know that the 1586 is too big. Like, it's just extremely overkill for gardening. But I think it'll be okay for the south garden, because that's kind of more wide open compared to the north one. It's not. And And two, I don't really like the fact that I got to use Big Red to cultivate. So, but yeah, I will have to open the back window to, you know, be able to pull the rope or whatever. I'll probably just end up putting a chain on it or something. But yeah, if I get some new tires put on that bad boy and get her working, I probably could almost take that thing right into the field, like the big field, and start working some of that. But it won't be anytime soon. But really, the only thing it probably needs is just some tires and then a chain, and obviously I'll need a pin and would like to put a jack on it. So, not sure if I weld one on or bolt one on or what. So, I guess it's just whatever, you know. So, but yeah, so like I said, I'll either put that clip on this clip or I'll make a separate video on it. I guess it's just kind of whatever. Or I might put it together. I know the other clip will have to get sped up, but I might even cut some stuff out of it. Because I just did a lot of fucking around, basically. So, we will see what that will bring. But, yeah. So, that'd be a fun little, somewhat of a project. Not sure when I'll start, but it would be kind of interesting, I guess, to try. That was kind of just like a last minute thing, too, we thought of doing, because I told my grandma that I'm just getting kind of sick of this cultivator, because it's just never really doing a good job. Unless you run the bitch real deep, but if you want to run it deep, then you have to run Big Red so freaking hard. I mean, I'm doing 4,500 RPMs just to pull that thing decent enough, and then the rear end just squats, and so. But yeah, it would be nice to have a small tractor, you know, to hook up to that. Probably could even get like a Farmall Super M or something like around those lines too. That would probably be more than the power for it. So, but I'd rather have something kind of diesel, you know, so maybe like a 504 or something like that, or a 706 or whatever the hell they are. Could get an 806 if I guess I really wanted to go nuts, but I don't know. We'll worry about that some other day. Right now, we'll just make this tractor work. And just kind of fart around with it a little bit and work the gardens a little bit with it, and guess that'd be good enough. So, man, guys, I guess I'm going to probably take off, so I guess have a good day and stuff. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Take her easy.